I woke up in the middle of the night and I hear him going, "Daddy, Daddy." And this happens sometimes. It means that he has to pee usually, or maybe he's having a nightmare. And I'm always happy to try to step up and help. But this night I got up, got out of bed, I go across the hall to his room, and it's neither of those things. I open the door and he's sitting up in the bed and he's waiting for me. He's watching the door. And when I come through, he goes, "Daddy." And I go, "Yeah, what's up, man?" And he goes, "Don't go into the forest." And I was like, "What?" And he looks right at me. He goes, "Don't go into the dark forest." And then he laid down and he went right back to sleep. And I went back to my room and I did not go right back to sleep. I couldn't. I was so terrified. I've never been that scared in my entire life. I was tossing and turning, and eventually my wife woke up and she was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And I was like, "No, nothing's okay." She's like, "Why? What happened?" I go, "Well, here's what happened is I was raised Catholic. And at a certain point, I decided that it wasn't real, that it was fables, that those stories have morals in them and the morals teach people, and that's a good thing for a lot of people, but I don't personally believe it's fact. I think it's fiction, and it turns out that I was wrong. It turns out that Satan is very real. Demonic possession is real. It's happening right now across the hall inside our beautiful son." And she's like, "Whoa, slow down. What are you talking about?" And I told her the whole story that I told you. I said, I got up and he was waiting for me and then he was looking at me and then he said, "Don't go into the dark forest." And she said, "Oh, that's a reference to a show called Dino Trucks." And I said, "Excuse me?" And she said, "Yeah, he just started watching this new cartoon just a couple days ago. You haven't seen it yet. In St. Louis, you won't be surprised to hear it's about these creatures who are half dino, half truck. And they have these bad guys who are known as the Scrapadactyls. And the Scrapadactyls live in an area called the Dark Forest. So every time the dino trucks go into the Dark Forest, trouble ensues." So really, ultimately, what was happening here was like your son woke up in the middle of the night and he was probably thinking to himself like, "Wow, Daddy hasn't watched that show. Daddy hasn't gotten the memo. Daddy!" Like, ultimately, what's happening is your son, he was just trying to look out for you, you know? And I went, "Oh, thank the God I can go back to not believing in. That is great news."